It's like an angel crying. Wow. Let's see. Yes, we do have audio. Okay. I never know for sure when I fire up Streamlabs on a certain tab after a significant amount of time. Let me check and make sure that it gave us the right thumbnail. They did. Yay! What do you know? All right, and here we go. Rum Trading is in here first, and then it's Dale and Brian. Hi, Licks, and Jacob of Earth Mims. That's interesting. Fimsy, Indecisive Angel. Good to see you again. Jeremy says good evening, afternoon for you from Amsterdam. Now it's funny, Jeremy. I retired from working for the city of Amsterdam, but of course it was Amsterdam, New York. I'm assuming you're talking Holland. Hey, Zuchen, you got notified. Wow. Maybe I have to just not be, I've been unable to stream with any regularity at all. So maybe Susan is willing to grace us with some notifications since we're not overusing things. Jill is here. First here, Lick says. Hi, Curtis. And Poppy's in, and Foley and Andrew from Jamaica. Nice, Andrew. I have to give that up. I caught myself. Hey, Damien, good to see you again. Caught myself halfway into that one, Andrew. I've told you guys on a number of occasions, though, back when I was like doing stand-up full-time and stuff, I could do dialects. I was never a great impersonator or anything like that, but if I wanted to, for the sake of a joke or sake of a story, if I wanted to pop into a Russian accent or a British accent or a Jamaican accent, I could do it serviceably enough that people would at least know what I was trying to accomplish. And that I don't know if it was chair shots or what, that's just gone. I can't do it anymore. So because I was about to try and respond to you in a Jamaican accent, it's like, well, at the same time, my mind's going, why? You can't fucking do it. Jacob says, what is the channel about? Well, typically the channel is about snails, earthworms, and erotic asphyxiation. That's where we try and stay. Brian says, I've been impersonating a responsible human being for a while now. People are starting to see through it. Oh, yeah. That's a boring impersonation to do anyway, Brian. Give it up. Yeah. Doing good, Daniel. Doing very good. Porn stars. Yeah, Angel. Yep. The chat on the stream is frozen, is it? Yeah, I think you're right. We have problems with that every so often. Hold on, let me see if I can do anything with it. Let me turn it off and back on. Sometimes that'll do it. That's a there we go. That might do it. That's a function of Streamlabs here, and every once in a while it just freaks out. Yeah, Daniel says mainly erotic things. Hey, Chrome, good to see ya. Oh, are you, Poppy? Poppy's going to be a Christmas elf for a Christmas job. Good luck. That'll be fun. That's fun. The first job I ever had, I was 14 or 15, real paying job other than just my cousin. I used to go out and shovel walks, mow lawns. Was I played the Easter Bunny for a florist. Hey, Glenn. Good to see you. Angel says, thoughts on a good paying job, but you hate it badly. Tough it out. I've been in that situation. What I did, for me, I toughed it out, but all the while I was toughing it out. Who is this? Oh, pizza place. Not surprised I'd get a text from a pizza place. Where are you? I toughed it out, but continue looking for another job. I needed to have the income, and like you say, it's good paying. So that's what I did. I don't want to say that anything I do is right for everybody, but yeah, I toughed it out. And it sucks. I empathize with it. There's nothing worse than getting up every day and hating to go into your job. Daniel says, as mentioned before, sorry for not being on the streams these past few months. Been really busy after graduation from Fresno State. Oh, really? From Fresno? Congratulations. There haven't been a lot of streams. And that's one of the things I wanted to explain to you guys real quick for those of you who don't know. I'm certainly not trying to ignore you guys. It's just that now you see how we've switched content here at the channel, and it couldn't have done better. The channel was in real trouble. It was really struggling. And it's largely because of YouTube policies. But going this route has increased its health like exponentially. It's made a huge, huge difference. But it takes all of my time. I didn't have much of any extra time to speak of to begin with. And now it just occupies all my time. That's the only reason we haven't been streaming as regularly. Chrome says, so Curtis, any thoughts on Musk cutting 50% of Twitter staff? Apparently their coders only did 100 lines of code a month. I can, just based on those short vids that Twitter employees did about their day, their day of work at Twitter, absolutely, I would have expected cuts. Hell, I think 50%. He's probably being generous. Excuse me, guys. There's just something at our. Okay, nothing to worry about. At our front door camera there. My wife's not home right now, so it's Nay is down there alone, so I always keep an eye on the camera. Although, anybody that's going to come into our house doesn't know that the giant dinosaur dog's a big pussy, a big chicken. So when they hear that bark, I can't imagine they would continue through the door, because the bark sounds like you about to die. They don't know she's a chicken shit. Hey, Big Green, good to see you. And Nolan. Oh, Vivzy Pop has some Black Friday deals? Oh, I might want to look into that. I want to get now that we're doing, along with the anime, we're doing so much cartoon stuff. I want to get some cartoon stuff, something, just to represent back here. Maybe some Rick and Morty. Gravity Falls has been a lot of fun. Maybe get some Gravity Falls stuff, something like that. No notification, Big Green? Yeah, well, some things never change. Rick says, I'm pretty sure it's just Nathan the burglar would be the one in danger. Oh, yeah, yes. It wouldn't be good, Licks. Because I'm one of these people. If my family was threatened at all, I have absolutely no concerns for the person who is threatening their health, well-being, or longevity. I think is the nicest way to put that without without getting the stream banned or worse. Yeah, what the hell's going on with that? Let me take this. Glenn says Dolphins 5-0 with Tua, 0-3 without him. Hey, he's playing some good ball. Glenn, he's playing good football. Tua's been sharp. Now, if they would actually take him off the field when he's obviously concussed, very few people I think would have as intimate a relationship with concussions as do I. That dude was fucking concussed that first tackle. There's no two ways about it. That wasn't from an ankle or a back. I've done that a million different times. I know exactly what he was feeling like. And they're trying to say, oh no, it wasn't a concussion. He hurt his back. It's like, nah. Oh, there it goes. It caught up, guys. It's just Streamlabs having a stroke. There was no question the dude was concussed. Yeah. When it does that, Damien, like Damien says, super boosting to catch up, there's nothing I can do about it. That's just Streamlabs servers being chicken shits. Jill says, huge drama on my block right now. Basically, the crows got tired of the local squirrels always taking some of the food I leave out. So now the crows are going yard to yard finding the squirrel stashes. Yeah, I'd like to see a video of that, Jill. It's like a West Side Story. I expect the squirrels and the crows to be going. Zuchen, did you hear about what happened in Korea on Halloween? I don't believe so. I'll guess. Let's say Kim Jong-un went as Winnie the Pooh for Halloween. That pissed off Xi from China, and they got into a bitch slap fight. Yeah, I bet that's exactly what happened. Brian says Jets are playing the Bills this weekend, and Josh Allen actually came out to defend Zach Wilson on his growth, letting everyone know they need to calm down. It's only year 2. Well, Josh Allen would be the man that would understand that, because in year 2, everybody was saying Josh Allen wasn't going to work out, and him or Mahomes. To me, take your choice, is the best quarterback in football. Jill did just start a race war, Licks. Yeah. But in fairness to Jill, she might have been bored. So. Oh, that I did see that, Chrome. There was a stampede in Korea killing 120 people. Yeah, I did see it. That was South Korea, though, wasn't it? Yes, I did. I had forgotten about that. I did see that. Oh, that was horrible. Some of the video of that I didn't even want to watch. See people just getting crushed. Jesus Christ. Yeah, I did see that one though, Chrome. Now that you say it, I remember what happened. Yep. Yeah, I did see that. I'd forgotten about that. It's sad that you can forget about stuff like that, because there's something tragic, it seems like, that happens every day, unfortunately. PD says, I'm finna head over to the Goose Reel soon. Well, good. We'll be glad to have you. Yeah, like I said, that's the one positive, guys. I mean, the changes we've made at the channel have had a very significant impact just on things like recommendations, stuff like that. Well, to give you an idea, before I made the changes, we were as far as subscribers, we'd have a day where we gained a few, then we'd lose a few. We'd have months where we might have picked up 50 subscribers, and now over the last 30 days, we picked up 1,200. I mean, it's a constant flow again, which can mean that you're finally starting to work your way back towards. I mean, that's not the only metric, but it's a good metric to use for as far as channel health. But you're working your way back up. I couldn't find it. I was going to do it right before the stream. You guys would laugh. When YouTube does this thing now, when you post a video, it'll be like a day, I guess like a day or so after the video posts. There's like a comment section in your analytics that tells you certain things about how the video is doing. And when you post a video that does badly, it's almost like they scold you. And I couldn't find it. I was looking for it because I got so scolded on the BoJack Horseman video. But for some reason, now I can't find where that page is, because I wanted to read it off to you guys. Why is this video doing poorly? Because we showed it to, like, 1/20th of your subscribers, and they didn't respond well. So don't ever you goddamn well dare post something like this again. Now, this video, for example, this Family Guy video did really well. Go make more. I mean, and basically, I'm kind of paraphrasing, but that's basically what they tell you. Oh yeah, it's so much bullshit, Licks. Says, I like how all the celebrities are saying that they're going to leave Twitter after the Musk takeover, knowing fully well they have nowhere else to go. They're all on there saying, some of them have said it several days ago, and they're still posting today. A bunch of whiny little bitches. Yes, exactly. Big Green. So how dare you post something your viewers didn't enjoy? Right. It's not a case of, oh, well, people, which is understandable. You're going to post things sometimes that our existing crew isn't going to be that into. So rather than give us the benefit of the doubt as a channel that's been around for 11 years and has, we've accumulated 300,000 subscribers, you'd think the next step would be for the algorithm to at least send it out, put some recommendations out there for it, let it get recommended, and see if the greater audience is into it. Something like that would have saved Game of Thrones, I'm convinced, but they don't do that. If you don't have your current audience right into that at the time, they're like, stop doing that. Don't post that. Yeah, looks this make more content, slave. Susan probably, yeah. Oh, she's a psychopath. Nolan says Twitter has an outage for 20 minutes. AOC, Elon is sabotaging me specifically. She's like, is she in love with him or something? is it because he burned her so bad on that one post that she's just trying to crawl back into some sense of credibility? The last one I saw from her was, now Musk is trying to silence her because she went to her Twitter account and the whole page was blank. And oh, how can he do this? Now, this is what we knew this was going to happen. He's going to silence his critics. All of us have had that happen. It's a glitch. You refresh it a couple times, it comes back. I've had it happen within the last couple weeks. And I don't even go on Twitter all that much. It's not uncommon at all on the app too, whether it's the app or the PC. You go on every once in a while and you get the framework, but then you get nothing in your feed. It's just blanked out. Again, you refresh it a couple times, it comes back. But not AOC. AOC saw that and she was like, that's what it is. He's terrified of me. He's having to silence me. Jesus Christ, that bitch is stupid. She really is dumb. I mean, scary dumb. Miguel says, honestly, I'm glad Elon took over Twitter. Now I can spam Earth is round instead of flat. Let's see. Noel says, I've been watching you since the Filthy Frank Brandon Rogers era. It's crazy to see how far everything has come since then. Yeah, it's awesome. It's fun. And now, with the Goosh doing as well as it is, I mean, it's just so much fun to have these communities to hang out with you guys. Angel says, I'm glad I stuck around since your Naruto vids and Yu-Gi-Oh vids. Another year. Thank you, Spaz Daddy, for the channel you made. Well, thanks. That's very nice to say. I appreciate that. Yeah, Yugotas was a lot of fun. I might at some point speaking of Yu-Gi-Oh, I might at some point give that a second chance because we posted the one Yu-Gi-Oh vid and it did poorly. But unlike the others, like Bojack or something like that did poorly on the first run, as Yu-Gi-Oh set for a little while, the number of viewers is just a trickle. But that trickle of viewers coming in has propped that one up a lot more. They're watching it almost the entirety of the video, and that type of stuff really helps it along. So it won't be right now, but that one's, in the back of my mind. We might give that a go again. Chrome says, I do know at least one big games reporter who has quit Twitter, at least in part because of Musk buying it, though it's also because he couldn't make an income off Twitter. Yeah, and the thing of it is, as soon as, how it goes, Chrome, if they find out that they need that Twitter audience for whatever it is, they'll be right back. Exactly. Luke says, to be fair, having to pay for the check mark is pretty stupid, but anyone stupid enough to pay for it deserves to be mocked. Yeah. Well, and now they're crying that, the blue checks are just beside themselves. And they're crying that, well, the blue checks are there so people will know we really are who we say we are. Well, okay, you can pay your $8 for a month for your blue check, and people will still know that you are who you say you are, because they're not going to give a blue check mark to somebody who isn't who they say they are, who is obviously impersonating someone else at any price. And if you don't want to pay for it, don't. Take your chances on people not recognizing you. I don't know what the whole world thinks that somebody owes them something. Well, Twitter's always been free. Well, whatever, whether you like Musk or dislike Musk, it's owned by somebody else who thinks that this is a better way to generate revenue, and they're going to do it. Don't like it? Leave. Don't let the door hit you on the way out. What's funny to see, who's really panicking on Twitter? You got these grifters. There's one in specific that always cracks me. Oh, that Brooklyn Dad Defiant, he calls himself. They go in and they've made themselves a Twitter personality. In other words, they have nothing else going on in life. It's not people are following because they're a celebrity or a journalist or anything like that. They made a reputation on Twitter. How they do that is they hang off the dicks of popular people, whether it's Trump, as in his case, and as soon as Trump post something, they'll post something and they'll say a bunch of, really nasty things to speak to their intended target audience, their little echo chamber, and they build a following that way. They're the ones who are panicking because they're terrified that a lot of the people from the left are going to leave. And that's how they're making their living, is through that hyperbolic bullshit that they post. And without an audience, ain't nobody going to be paying you to post your shit. And that they're the ones that are panicking. And they do it in the guise of, if you look at their posts, it's always, don't leave. We can't give up. We have to stay here and fight. If you leave, you're running away and giving it over to the other side. No, if you leave, I'm going to be a broke ass. That's what they're afraid of. No, Zuchen. Did I hear about what happened at the Piggly Wiggly in North Carolina? No, I didn't hear about that one. Oh, everything, Ashley, everything on Twitter is political. You can't even have, that's why I don't interact on it much. You can't even have a conversation. Somebody's got to bring politics into it. You can have the most mundane, unrelated conversation in the world, and somebody will bring politics into it. They have to. It's like, it's a mental disease, and that's on both sides. Either somebody's going to come flying in and has to relate to how whatever you're talking about is the evils, relates back to the evils of socialism, or somebody else is in there telling you how it relates back to the evils of white supremacy. Everybody's got to have a political bent to everything. Exactly, Chrome. Oh, you mean the reply guy who is like 70% bots and we have legit good reason to think he has government funding behind him? Yeah. And those are the ones that are really panicking. See, anybody, it just stuns me. Anybody on Twitter who is only known for being on Twitter, if you're following that person or just actually taking anything they have to say seriously, you're probably not too bright. Because if they built themselves up strictly on Twitter, that's how they did it. They just hung off other people, and you don't even know that they even believe half of what they post. They know what to post to get people riled up and go, yeah, you tell them. You use bad words. That kills me too. You got another clown. I can't remember who he is. His big thing is he'll come in swearing at every politician. And then he's got his own little group going, yeah, you tell them. Ooh, they're all like, oh, he said bad words. Like, yeah, he said some... He said some swear words. Ooh, you definitely need to follow him. There's a lot of mental midgets out there. Big Green says, did I ever actually tell you a weed den near my street burned down? No, I didn't know we had one of those nearby. Well, to be fair, neither did the police until that incident, apparently. And it burned down? The whole neighborhood get a contact high? I believe it, Chrome. She says, you're not wrong. I've seen people bring up politics on Twitter about both Urusei Yatsura and Silent Hill 2 remake. Yeah, everything. They have to bring... It's like, not everything relates to politics in some way. A majority of things do not, unless you try and force that connection. Christian says, dude, if that's your real body in the thumbnail, you are actually pretty jacked for an old man. That's badass. What? I just looked at the thumbnail when we started to make sure it was up. I've forgotten what it is. It's bad, you guys. Oh yeah, that's from a couple of years ago. I posted that one. Yeah, that's good old golden. Damien says, hey, Curtis, have you been made aware of the situation with the streamer Amaranth? No, I don't think so. I don't believe so. If you tell me what it is, I may have heard of it and not related the name to it, but I don't think so. Yeah, I heard about that, Zuchen, the thing with Mr. Beast. That's too bad. Yeah, it was so stupid of them to put the word out there. You got to know that the guy can't do it if you're going to have throngs of people, beating down the doors of the store. What a stupid thing to do. Lick says, shout out to that time I saw a wholesome Twitter post about dogs, and then someone in the reply said that not all stories about dogs are wholesome and posted a video about a dog being eaten by a gator. I think that's a perfect microcosm of Twitter in general, Licks. I think that illustrates it perfectly. Scara says, a little concerned right now. My boyfriend is going through withdrawal. Oh, boy. He's just taking a nap right now, so this is nice and calming, Curtis. Thanks, man. Oh, I hope everything goes well for you guys. I wasn't able to make the stand-up competition, Divyansh. Unfortunately, I was all set. Well, as you guys know, I was all set to go that night. I got so sick that I don't get sick very often. And I used to do stand-up for a living. Cold, flus, anything like that. You're still on stage. You had, well, of course, it was different then. I was being paid, so I didn't want to leave somebody out in the lurch. But I had sour gut, something terrible. And it's like, as funny as it might be to see me shit my pants on stage, I'm not going to do it. Chrome says, here's a good one to laugh at. Okay, hold on. I'm going to grab Chrome's link, guys. Fire Twitter workers drop bombshell, reveal that Elon Musk just fired Twitter's entire human rights team, putting democracy in America and abroad in big jeopardy, sending Twitter users fleeing to Tribal Social, a new pro-democracy Twitter alternative. Retweet to expose Musk. You imagine people following something that fucking stupid? Is everything? Did you guys notice too now that, especially on social media, anything that happens that is outside the lines of what an individual believes is now a threat to democracy? I mean, there's a big college football game coming up this week. Tennessee's playing Georgia. And I'm sure whoever loses, that side will say that win was a threat to democracy everywhere. Everything is a threat to democracy now. Well, plus right now you have the Democrats all the way from the White House on down panicking about the upcoming midterms on Tuesday. The fucking president on his own, his presidential Twitter and the White House Twitter itself are just constantly putting out posts, and I don't believe that they honestly think they're helping or they're doing justice to the Democratic cause, because it just reeks of desperation. It's every few minutes there's another post, and it's filled with numbers that are questionable at best, and claims that sometimes are just downright false. They had to pull the one because Twitter immediately put an addendum on it saying, well, that's not the actual story, so they had to pull the post. Damien says he even have access to all her social media and threatens to ruin her all over the internet and broke the bathroom door to take her phone, which she was trying to call completely. Yikes. Jesus. Revac says the U.S. midterms are going to be a complete shit show. I don't necessarily disagree with that. I don't know what you mean, though, in what respect. There's so many different ways it could be a shit show. Ashley says, even the people at one of the anime conventions I attended stand in front of the building advertising ridiculous political nonsense. It's annoying and is not the reason I attend the convention. Yeah, it's just everywhere now. Everywhere. Everything has to have a political tone to it. No one says, my girlfriend is all mad I slept with her identical twin. I keep explaining I couldn't tell the difference, but all I get back is, how could you not tell he has a dick? She's got a strong point there. Oh, damn. Crone says, and of course they call it Tribal Social. Why are all these people a walking stereotype? Do you remember their other social media alternatives? Hugbox, Pillow Fort. Yeah, exactly, Big Green. You have to be specific about the particular shit show. Yeah, as I say, I can't say I disagree with you because I don't know from what angle you mean it's going to be a shit show, because you're quite possibly right. Ryan says, when I took my own midterms in high school, it was a shit show. The guidance counselor called me and my buddy down to the office together to tell us we were graduating. They thought we were one person. Jeez. Crone says, going to be a bloodbath in the midterms. Republicans are set to take both branches, plus a lot of the candidates are Trump picks. It looks that way, Chrome. Yeah, it does. When you figure that historically, recent history, the last several elections since 2016 when Trump won, that the poll averages tend to be around 2 points low, or 2 points favoring the Democrats, 2 points lower than the Republicans actually do. When you factor that in, and that in the cumulative polls, Republicans are leading in a lot of those pivot races. Yeah, it certainly looks like it's shaping up that way. And now, especially with Pennsylvania being so big, and with Fetterman unable to speak. I mean, I understand the guy had a stroke, but then if it's impaired, if he is cognitively impaired to this degree, he should have backed out. He can't even put a sentence together now. It's sad watching him try. So I'm not sure how many people, that are actually swing voters and will go either way. I'm not sure how many of them are willing to have a president and their state senator both unable to put a sentence together. So I think, I guess he could win, and I think Oz is a crappy candidate. But, man, tough to put somebody like that in office. Rosalina says, I don't think having Trump back is necessarily a good idea, but at least he will be funnier than Biden. Well, you guys know where I stand on that. I voted for Trump, but I would prefer he not be the Republican nominee. I don't like Donald Trump. I think he's a douchebag. But I vote for him based on policy. So I would much rather have any of the front runners in the Republican Party than him, whether it's DeSantis or whether it's Nikki Haley, whoever. I shouldn't say any of them. I don't like Pence either, but I don't think Pence can beat DeSantis. Nolan says, left spent years saying social media censorship is a right-wing conspiracy. Now Musk owns Twitter, and they start crying that they're being censored before literally anything has changed. That's the truth with everything now, Nolan. Everybody thinks they're a victim of something politically. Immediately, everybody's a victim. Christian says, America needs to, anyways, Joe Biden. Yeah, it's again, it's not something, I make jokes about it because I make jokes about everything. But regardless of my political leanings, it doesn't make you feel good to see a president in that kind of shape. Shane says, why the F is there an old man on my YouTube? Because we're taking over. We're coming for you. It's like it's a horror movie, Shane. You're going to try to go to different channels, and it's just going to be this over and over and over. Big Green says, more a religious thing than a political one, but I remember when I had to walk past a religious nut holding up a sign on my way home. At least he didn't pester me, but he didn't seem okay in the head. Well, did I ever tell you guys? It was actually funny. You guys know I'm a wise ass. About the time I was walking, it was right in Times Square in New York City. I told you I used to be there every weekend when I was driving motor coach, when I was driving a tour bus on weekends. Did I ever tell you guys the story about the time that they had it was a militant group, excuse me, black militant group, and, real extremists, super extremists, and they had their robes and everything, and they were having their rally like right in Times Square. Did I ever tell you about that whole thing? I got to learn to shut my mouth. That one I might not have survived. Eventually probably get to some more South Park, Try Not to Laugh, Irma. Probably. Goblinoid says, I'd rather belly flop onto the elephant's foot in Chernobyl than spend a single second on Twitter for anything other than porn. Yeah, I used to actually enjoy Twitter, Goblinoid, but now I keep it just because there are some people who actually watch Twitter for updates on when I post a video and stuff, but I've never tried to push my profile there or anything. The Black Israelites, I believe so, yes. Yeah, Chrome. Dayton says, "Wait, you drove tour buses? You did the tour guide voice on the microphone and everything?" No, it was just Dayton. It was just day trips. Well, not always, but mostly day trips. And I wouldn't do the tour guide thing. You know, you'd give the people a little rundown when they got on, greet everybody, and just tell them what to expect, how long it take you to get to your destination. And I'd give, like, when we went to New York, it wasn't part of my job, but people would be interested, so I would just point out interesting things to them. But nah, my job was basically just to get them back and forth. Excuse me. Martin says, would you do some reaction to Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared, the new series? I would if I hadn't done all of them already. If they weren't all already posted, I would be glad to. Ashley says, hey, Curtis, what is the best news source or sources to gain accurate information on current political events? There isn't really any that are foolproof. Everybody's got their lean. What I do, Ashley, is I tend to read from a lot of different places. It's sad that you have to do it this way, but I read things from a lot of different places, and then you can start to get a feel for what is the truth. I mean, outside of things that can be verified with one's eyes, you have to take everything with a grain of salt until you can verify it through multiple means. Lick says, yeah, I personally have the opinion that Cunt 1 has way better policies than Cunt 2, though I'm probably going to vote for Cunt 2 anyway since Cunt 1 is useless. Either way, it's better than voting for Cunt 3. That's about what it amounts to. What was it on South Park? A giant douche or a shit sandwich? Yeah. Holy shit. Jill says there's an experimental Japanese bullet train, Alpha X, with a top speed of 400 kilometers per hour. Holy shit. Man. If you're on the tracks when that one comes by, you would just be obliterated. There'd be nothing left. Wow. And that's where my that's where my mind goes immediately. It's not, wow, you'll get to your destination in a hurry. It's like, holy shit, when somebody stands out there, it's going to be cool. Yeah, there are a lot of snakes in the zoo of journalism. Unfortunately, Mortimer, you're right. Dayton says, and yeah, the Black Israelites, they tried to recruit me when I was walking to the store one day. Sounded good until they hit me with the you have to hate white people part. Well, I'll tell you guys what happened with me. I'll make it quick. I was heading back to my bus. It was down on the lower west side. I was walking through Times Square. And I didn't the walking through portion that you'll hear me talk about, I didn't do on purpose. But I could hear that, there's always stuff going on in Times Square. And I could hear him preaching and going on and, it was fire and brimstone about the white man and wasn't really paying attention to it. But as I walked down the street, would have been on 7th. The people, they had their back to the street and their audience was in a semicircle around them. And there was a guy speaking and a bunch of big dudes right up there with him and everything. Oh, excuse me, guys. Oh, hold on just a second. It's Brax. Hold on just a second. Hello? Hey, dude, what's up?
Nothing. So my work is already starting bidding for next year.
Oh, you mean for vacation days and stuff?
Yeah.
I'm on a stream, but it's just Brax, guys. I'll be right back. No problem. So you're gonna start. So you got to put in bids already?
Well, like for like a week off. I was wondering if we knew like what time we wanted to do that thing in June.
Oh, okay. Well, Mom's got to get the exact dates for the kids and when school ends. So don't let me forget. It'd be a good idea even drop her a text and ask her if she knows the dates because she was going to look them up anyway. And then we can give you the exact dates because that's what it is. Right when we want to go, like within a couple days after school ends for them.
Okay, gotcha.
But we didn't have it figured out yet. She couldn't find it on the calendar. But I'm sure if she knows that you need to know, she'll call Candy and Candy will find out for us.
Okay. Because it's not even my turn yet. just I know that we're doing it, so
Oh, okay. Yeah.
when I do get my phone, I can just go through and do it.
Yep. Absolutely. Yeah. Go ahead and excuse me. Just text mom only because I don't want to forget to tell her.
Yeah,
So just
I'll do that then.
shoot her a text and we'll get you the dates.
It is in June, right?
Yes. Yep. And it'll be mid to later June. That much we know.
Okay. Okay. Yeah.
And the gang is saying they miss you.
Yes. Yes. I miss them too. All right. I'll do that quick then.
Yeah, just sure she's out right now, but shoot her a text and we'll find out the dates.
Yeah. Sounds good.
All right, my boy.
Alrighty.
Okay, I'll talk to you soon, pal.
Yeah. Talk to you later, Dad. Enjoy your stream.
Okay, bye.
All right. Bye.
We're hoping to do a get together next year in June when the family thing, when my grandkids get out of school and Braxton's job, they're already, I guess, putting in for days they want off in the coming year. So he needs to know the actual dates. Visual FX guys. Why do people in wheelchairs get made fun of? They can't stand up for themselves. Oh, shit. Repugnant Tone says, so I'm in the hospital with a tracheotomy. Been here since last Friday. Sorry to hear that, pal. Jeez, holy shit. That's serious business. I hope everything's going well. As well as can be expected with getting a tracheotomy. Big Green, you're not wrong, pal. He says harmless train fact exists. Curtis, for some reason, wow, that train could cause a lot of death and cars. That's right. And I didn't even think of it, Big Green, as I was saying it. But then when I got done expounding on, the absolute destruction that it could lay into a person, it's like, why the fuck did my mind go there? I've learned a long time ago not to question what goes on here because it's scary. Chrome says, by the way, kind of unrelated, but did you see what UN Women posted on Twitter? No, I didn't see that, Chrome. Didn't see that. Lex says, did you guys know that trains can kill you if you stand right in front of them and are an idiot? We should ban them all. They're probably, Lex, they're probably racist too, and white supremacists, and and Nazis. You got to get all the buzzwords in there. It's been a while, Jetflyer. Yeah, I was explaining to the gang. It's just this, with the new content we're doing at the channel, and a lot of it too is I think I told you guys. Because it's next week already. I'm taking my wife to Disney, and that's from the 12th to the 18th. So now, starting back in October, I start, along with the regular stuff that we post that takes a lot of extra time, the new stuff. I'm building up extra of our daily videos at the Goosh, getting the G100s all in order as best I can and everything. So I'm doing a lot of extras to prepare to go away as well. So that's why it doesn't leave any time for streams. And then now for first year away from New York, all the family's there. My wife wants to drive up for Christmas to be with the family. So I'll be, as soon as I get home from Disney, I'll be doing this same thing again so we can be able to drive up and see everybody on Christmas. Chrome says, just give it a read. There's a follow-up post they made later. We can talk about that after. Okay, hold on. We're going to look at Chrome's link real quick. Of all journalists killed in 2021, 11% were women. In 2020, this was 6%. On the International Day to End Impunity for Crimes Against Journalists, let us say out loud, stop targeting women journalists. How about stop targeting journalists? And what is the number of journalists that were killed? See, this is a perfect example, guys, of how people use incomplete statistics and people accept them as being something other than what they are. Of all journalists killed in 2021, 11% were women. In 2020, this was 6%. How many journalists were killed? That jump from 6% to 11% could easily be one person. That is a complete, that is totally an incomplete stat that tells you nothing. So, I've actually, Sabrina, I finished Ghost Stories. I had brought that over from the Goosh from our Patreon, but it got, the one I posted here at YouTube got blocked the other day, so I won't be able to bring any more here for you guys. But the Ghost Stories was fantastic. It was hysterical. Glenn Akers says 2 things. Amber Heard claims she doesn't owe money because she's a sovereign citizen. Oh, gee, she's pulling this. That you can tell when somebody's a real fucking moron when they pull the sovereign citizen shit. Second, Bills fans mad I was right. Tua is having a Josh Allen year 3 season with Tyreek like when Allen got Diggs. Hey, we were talking about that earlier, Glenn. Tua's looked really, really good. He's looked really sharp. Very good. The Dolphins, when he's back there, the Dolphins are a force to be reckoned with. Damien says, Curtis, I'm working on a Danganronpa fanfic, and I'm starting to get good at planning out murders. I'm not sure how to feel about that. My grandma gets worried about it. Everybody's got to have hobbies, Damien, so you're good at figuring out ways to kill stuff. It's legit. Yeah, Big Green says, oh God, sovereign citizens. Oh, that stupidity. Excuse me, guys. Hold on. Oh, it's my wife texting and it's about dinner. I got to take this. She wants to know what I want her to bring back for dinner. Got any suggestions, guys? No, because you all say mayonnaise and American cheese. I know you guys. Food is important, right? Right. Food is the most important. Couldn't agree with you guys more. Yes. Yes. Everything pauses when it's about food. Tsunami says, I heard a train mutter an anti-Semitic remark towards me. Am I Jewish? Could be. Cheeseburgers. Oh, stop it. Oh, Thai food. Oh, licks. I would cry like such a bitch. Jill says, believing kids are dressing up in furry costumes and using litter boxes in school is truly the height of collective ignorance in 2022. I hadn't heard that one. Dressing up in furry costumes and using litter boxes in school? Oh, Jesus Christ. I hadn't even heard that one, Jill. Oh, my God. I had to ask my wife, I'll keep you guys posted on this very important conversation. She said, what do you want me to bring you back to eat? Now, she's at the store, so I don't know if she means something to prepare or she was going to stop somewhere. So I said, from the store, you're going out. So she's texting me now. Are you familiar with the 1980s fitness guru Richard Simmons? Ashley says, sure. What do you think of his personality? Well, apparently there's potentially a lot of foul play going on there. Done at the store, completely forgot to go in the grocery section. Oh, guys, I don't know what to tell her to get. Stop anywhere convenient. It could be Chick-fil-A. How about Chick-fil-A? What else is out there? She's down near everything. Cookout. What else is down there? I'm trying to think of other suggestions. She doesn't like Arby's. What the hell's the name of that? There's another one I'm trying to think of the name of. But I say this is very important because Thomas is Mexican. I just had Moe's. I see. I'm a big puss when it comes to any type of spices. Now Mexican I can do. Plus I don't eat veggies. Mexican when we get that I get burritos, but I just get burrito shell and beef. That's it. No condiments on it. And my wife's not really. Every once in a while she'll eat Mexican. She's not huge on it. There's a Wendy's in the vicinity. It's a little further from where she is right now. We have pretty much everything in the general vicinity, but Wendy's is out of the way a little bit. Dairy Queen. So Dairy Queen's food isn't bad. Jetfire says, "What is the new stuff again on the channel?" It's the reaction videos, reacting to series shows. So all the new stuff we've been doing, Rick and Morty, Gravity Falls, The Office. Oh, Showmars, yeah, I like Showmars. Have you guys ever had that Showmars? I'd never even heard of them until we moved down here. It's pretty good. It's Greek restaurant, but they have a lot of American stuff because again, I can't eat anything that isn't bland and run of the mill. But it's very good. You've drank Frank's Red Hot sauce before? No reaction. Oh no, Mortem. I'm what I say. I'm the biggest bitch you'll ever see when it comes to anything spicy, hot. Oh, I'm a baby. Chrome says, I might know why Ghost Stories is being targeted for blocks at the moment. They're actually going to finally release a Blu-ray and DVD release of the Ghost Stories dub next year. It was just announced. Could be. Typically, whenever I see a block or something like that come in, and when you look to see who put in the block, and when it's all Japanese figures, when it's Japanese writing, it's like, oh, okay. You just expect it because I think a lot of what's happened with the American companies is just what happened here on YouTube as reaction videos morphed. You had so many people that were like, oh, you're stealing content, you're doing this, you're doing that. And that all kind of went away because this is when reactions are done properly and done with respect. Too many YouTubers saw YouTube careers being made because of reaction videos. I mean, that's what exploded them. A lot of different channels. And they finally started realizing, hey, people aren't watching the reaction instead the reaction is driving people to us. And I think that's why you don't get much blowback from the American companies because it's their job to stay on top of these types of trends. And I think they're seeing the same thing. And it's like, as long as they're not just giving away the show or the episode in whole, all you're doing is generating more business for us, which is exactly what ends up happening. Jetflyer says, speaking of food, I agree with your stance on mayo. I cannot stand it either. Disgusting. Oh, I hate it. But I understand that you don't like American cheese either. Interesting. No. There's a lot of things I don't like, Jetflyer, because again, my tastes are so limited. But those are turn my stomach things that just get instant gag reflex. Oh, both of them. Oh. I'm not a fan of cheese in general, which is amazing because I love pizza. But American cheese specifically, oh, no. Visual FX guy says mayonnaise looks like jizz. Yeah, it does. Big Green says, I never get generic food, for lack of a better word, when going to a Greek or Chinese restaurant. So many exotic foods and you're eating chicken nuggets and fries instead feels kind of weird to me. That's a good point. Chrome says, reaction and abridged series have always stayed in a bit of a legal gray area. Honestly, as long as there's an actual reaction instead of silence, there shouldn't be an issue, though. Some take it too far. Correct. And my stance on that has always been fair use has been around for decades. Fair use is written very vague. It's written very vague on purpose. It's to allow for societal changes. And I have, the way I go about things, I mean, I have, if push comes to shove for what I do, I have my defense of fair use all lined up. The one thing I can prove unequivocally, I mean, beyond any shadow of a doubt, is that everything I do, even at the Goosh, is transformative. And I'll tell you guys right up front, the easiest way to prove that is look at the sheer number of G100s we do at the Goosh. People are willing to support those at $100 an episode. You cannot make any sort of a case that the same people would be, any people would be willing to watch a show and pay you, the distributor, $100 an episode for it. You would be out of business immediately. Those G100s would be so vital in proving the transformative element of what we do. That and the thousands, tens of thousands of comments between YouTube and the Goosh of people saying, every time you guys say, oh man, I can't wait for you to see this, or I was waiting for you to see that one, or man, I knew your reaction to this thing was going to be great. All of that tells everybody, all of that proves that you guys have seen the content. You're watching the reaction because you want to see the reaction. You already know the content. So as far as transformation, we can prove it easily. Now, if that's it, whether or not that's enough to have it fall into fair use, that's up to a judge. But the transformative element of it is easy. Big Green says, don't know if it's still much of a problem like it used to be, but I remember back then there were some terrible reactors who barely even talked, yes, or reacted in any way at all to the videos they watched. You're right, and that's a whole different thing, because that's another part of what would be any defense I have as far as making it transformative. That's why my reaction is in real time. And if I'm speaking over what's being said, good. I'm going to react to it in real time. If some things from the original get missed, that's part of watching a reaction video. If people want to do an intro, watch the video, and then do a recap, and let the video just play through without commentary, I think you'd be hurting your fair use chances a lot. Jetflyer says, yeah, to me, cheese is just cheese. I enjoy it. Yeah, most people do. It's just another one of my I'd say eccentricities, but just weirdness. Because, American cheese is wildly popular. And cheese in general, but not me. So is ketchup and mustard. I don't eat them either. That's just strange. Exactly, Chrome. Oh, you mean like Susie Q, who nearly destroyed reaction on YouTube in general with their stupid stuff? Right, exactly. I mean, if you're respectful by the way you go about things, I believe now, outside of Japan, here in America, I think as long as it's done respectfully, and things are cut up properly, so you're not giving away every element of the show, I think a lot of these production companies have come to realize, man, it's a boon. It pushes a lot of interest towards us, and it's mainly for that reason that I spoke of. You got all these comments that prove that people have already seen your content, and they like it. That's why they're there for the reaction. So all that does is keep your show, your title, fresh in their minds, and they're enjoying watching it again with another friend who, that's what we all are here. We're just friends together watching shows. Dayton Chris says, I've been to channels where people would watch something with no reaction or saying anything. It was so boring. Yeah, that, again, my personal opinion and how fair use is written and everything, they won't have a chance. You need your reaction to be a real-time reaction spoken at the time, because that's part of being transformative in what you're doing. Till the End of Time says, what's the scariest movie you've seen? My favorite horror movie of all time is The Shining. I just love that movie. I think Jack Nicholson was so freaking creepy. Unbelievable. It was an amazing performance. Chrome says, for instance, for a bridge series, I think a lot of bigger ones have taken it way too far since they started selling merch. Ooh, with licensed characters on it, like with what TFC did with their shirts. That's, yeah. And they're in a whole different category. See, and I'm not, don't get me wrong, I'm not trying to say who is and isn't within fair use because we don't know. It is vague. The biggest problem they run into with, from my perspective legally, in fighting as fair use with Abridged is they're using the character names. So, it's, even though they're putting their own spin on it, and it may fall within fair use, but it's tough once you've made this creation. With a reaction, you're just talking about what the original creators created. When you go into an Abridged, you're transforming what the original creators did, but you're keeping all the character names the same and everything. And that's where it gets tough, because then the lawyers are going to say, listen, this is stealing. That's Goku. We named him Goku. You just made this video taking our character and called him Goku. That's where they're going to have trouble. But I do believe 100% that similarly, the Abridged do nothing but help the series. Hell, look at me. There's several series I watched and have bought merch from because I was introduced to it through an Abridged series. Otherwise, I would not have ended up watching it. Chrome says, like TFS, the one I always remember. Those knuckleheads were selling shirts of Trunks in the Androids thinking they're original, calling him Princess Trunks. They didn't help themselves. Yeah, I don't see any way. There's no way that you don't get beat up on that one. No way. I didn't even know they were doing that, but yeah, that's not gonna fly. Dayton Chris says, yeah, that's exactly what happened to Super Mario Logan when he used Mario plushies. Yeah. Oh, did it? I didn't know that, Chris. But that's tough. Because you're using a trademarked name to create your form of entertainment. See, the difference between that and a reaction is if I say their name, I'm saying their name in relation to what the original creators created. I'm not trying to turn it into another creation. And again, I don't want this to be taken the wrong way. I'm not throwing stones at it. I love a Bridge series. We're just talking about where the legal difficulties would come. Kaiser says, if get a new train that comes by, better hope you're 20 years old enough to be called Mister. Visual FX guy says Robot Chicken gets away with using trademark toys. I can't speak on that because I don't know enough of Robot Chicken stuff, but you have to remember, FX guy, in a large production like that, a lot of times they get permission. That's usually the simplest way. Now, and it also depends on how you transform that toy. Is it a Goku doll that they're calling Goku? Then yeah, that could get interesting. Now, if they're paying a licensing fee, then there's no issues. You pay a licensing fee. I mean, you can make Goku shirts all day long. All you have to do is pay the licensing fee to the production company. So I can't speak on that because I don't know what their situation is. Terrifier 2 movie incident. People were passing out and getting sick after watching. I heard something about that, Ashy. I couldn't remember the name of the movie, but I did hear something about that, about people like losing it to a movie. Yeah. All right, guys. Well, I gotta go. As you heard, my dinner will be here very soon, and I'm excited because I like that Shomars. Oh, that Shomars they have there. It's a pita, and they put like three or four smallish hamburger patties on a pita. It's a fat guy delight. Oh, I'm gonna die soon. But it's what the hell. It was a good run. I just want to check this. Lex says Super Mario Logan also tried selling his own merch using the SML name, and even tried opening a physical store where they would sell the puppets still using the name. Yeah. You can't just take over someone else's creations. You can't. That part is not even. That's covered in copyright law, not the fair use doctrine. That's covered in copyright law itself, and is pretty specific. So yeah, you're not going to get by with that one. All right, guys, thank you so much. And again, apologies that we can't stream as much as we used to. But as I was leading to earlier, once we get past Christmas, once we get past the holidays, where I don't have to keep getting videos done ahead of time, we should be able to get back to streaming more regularly, but I'll try and keep the Free For All Fridays in as much as I can. Now, next Saturday is when we leave for Disney, but I'll try and get the Free For All Friday in before we go. And I'll be posting videos and stuff from Disney to keep, in touch with you guys anyway, but that's a week away yet. But this is what we've all been waiting for. Oh, it's been percolating for so long. I mean, parts of me are sore. This sticky stuff has been percolating so long. So it's you guys better just be prepared as I start to distribute the sticky stuff, because when it comes out, it's going to be like little bullets. This could be painful, but painful in a most spectacular way. Here it comes, Pomfu Pomfu. Sticky stuff for you, sticky stuff for you, sticky stuff for you, sticky stuff for you up there, sticky stuff for you down there, sticky stuff for you up there, because we'll bang, okay? Flashily, like Buggy. And as always, most importantly, and it's painful in its own magnificent way. Goosh, 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 goosh. Goosh.